For this capstone project, my activity is titled, Why Do Siblings Differ? So an overview of the activity, you start with an introduction of students looking at photos of themselves and their siblings or photos of another example of siblings. It could be, myself and my sibling. And kind of note their observations, and we're guiding them towards the question of why do siblings not look exactly alike when they came from the same parents? So we discuss that question and make a list, and using that list created, discuss with students how children receive genetic information from both parents but in different combinations. Then there's a quick block activity to demonstrate the different combinations that you can get, and then a really fun dog DNA activity using pattern strips to act as the various genetic combinations. And you can do this in partners or individual. Alignment with the STEM practices, I think this really aligns with combining disciplines. It's most focused on science and math, but technology and engineering could absolutely be extensions, especially with this really fun Connects kit that really brings in the engineering aspect of it, and they could build their own models with different combinations. The level of inquiry for this, it's a lower level of inquiry. That's just what works best in my classroom. I think it's a combination of confirmation, which is a 0, and structured, which is a 1. And the question is attempted to be student generated, but it might need to be guided, and the procedure is predetermined as this works best. The outcome of DNA dogs will all look different, and the solution to the question is predetermined, but hopefully student generated to some degree, or they add some of their own ideas. Also on the inquiry continuum, I put the yellow as the goal for the lesson, but the green could be where it is modified if the students aren't really getting there, if they're not coming up with the question, or they're not clearly formulating. You might need to guide them on a lower level. So it's kind of a play as you go type lesson, which is usually what my lessons are in my classroom, just based on where my students are and what they need. So here is the block activity first. So this video has no sound, but I just mixed together the blocks, and then students would pull them out and we'd put them in order. And as you can see over here, I did the blue, blue, green, green, and then this would be their sibling. And we go ahead and pull those out one more time and record that over there. So that exemplifies how even from the same bag, you can get different combinations, just like genetics. So here's the start of my activity for DNA dog.
So now I'm going to pick out my DNA strips from the envelope for these first 4 body features. Usually students would do these one at a time, so they would pick it, find it, and draw it. For the sake of time, I'm just going to put my 4 here, my first 4. And they will have to kind of see, okay, so it starts with a swirl. I've got to turn it the other way. So this one matches up to the large, thin, long, tapered. Okay, so I'm going to match all these up and draw my first part of my dog.
So here is, just for time purposes, here are the strips that I picked out, and you can see I had to circle which one it goes with, and there is my DNA dog in the process of being drawn. So all of the dogs will look very different. It's a really fun thing for students to get to try to draw their dogs. As you can see, I'm not the best artist, but it's a fun thing, and it's a really good example to show that with the same exact strips, you come out with very, very different dogs. And these are my sources for it. Thank you.